Hi, Taylor T. Carlson, back with another rock and roll vinyl video for you. The subject of our video today is Def Leppard. A few months ago, I actually did a review for the Def Leppard Volume 1 CD collection, and since then, I've kind of walked away from CDs and gotten more interested in vinyl. I still need to get that set on vinyl, but I did just order this from Amazon. This is Def Leppard, the Vinyl Collection Volume 2. You can't really tell in the video, but this is actually pretty heavy. I'm straining a little holding this up. We'll do a quick unboxing of this release. Actually, probably won't be that quick because it's a pretty thorough release with 10 LPs, but I think Def Leppard fans will like what they hear here. On the side here, you can see part of the Def Leppard logo. That's because when you finish all the boxes, you're going to be able to put them together to form the Def Leppard logo. And we come to the back. We have 6 releases on here. Yeah, Def Leppard Vinyl Collection 2. And from one side to the other, you have Adrenalize, Retroactive, Slang, Euphoria, Rarities 2, and Rarities 3. All of these are double LPs except for Slang and Adrenalize. And you got a track list here of everything that's on the album. There's a close-up for you. Again, lifting this thing is kind of a pain because it's heavier than it looks. Here's the sides of the spines of the records. One thing you will notice about this set right away is that the box itself is actually a little too small. I tried fitting all these records plus the booklet back in there, and you can see it's kind of bulging out a little just because it's such a strain on the box fitting all this in here. If they'd made this even like, a centimeter bigger, it would have made for a world of difference. But anyway, boxing caveats aside, let's go ahead and get these out of here and get on with this unboxing. This might take just a second because it's kind of hard to get these out of here. Okay. Alright, I cut some of that out just because it took me a long time to get all these out because they're crammed in there so tight. But yeah, anyway, in the interest of time, we'll move on. I'm going to start out by showing off the book that comes with the release right there. Def Leppard Vinyl Collection Volume 2. Got pictures of the releases that are featured here. Here's the title page there, and you have the credit at the bottom. Words, Paul Elliott. Photographs, Ross Halfin. Ross Halfin, of course, probably being the photographer most associated with taking pictures of Def Leppard over the years. And they've got like different subsections in here for each album. Like the first one, of course, is Adrenalize. So we turn the page here. Got some writing on the Adrenalize album, as well as pictures of singles that were released from Adrenalize. Got some killer Ross Halfin photos there of the band. And then like right here, you got the Adrenalize liner notes, as well as all the other pertinent information. I'm not going to go through and show these off for every single album in the booklet, although I will show off everything in the individual discs that's included here. I'm just going to kind of skip to the back here. Yeah, I got some more photos, and then like, listings and directories of the rarities that are on those discs as well. It's nice to see all the attention to detail that went into putting this book together. And then in the back here we have, the liner notes for the box set at large. And I'm just going to go down the list chronologically and show off each one of these albums. We're going to unbox these and take a look. I'll share some of my personal opinions on the releases. I'm sure everyone's got their own opinion when it comes to Def Leppard. Admittedly, I am a fan more of the stuff that's in Volume 1 than Volume 2, but there's still some great music to be had. First up, we have Adrenalize from 1992. This was the only album the band put out as a 4-piece, with Phil Collen playing the majority of the guitar parts. Steve Clark had died the year before this was released, although he co-wrote several of the songs that ended up on the album. There's our track list divided into side A and side B. So we're going to open this up. Here's a list of the band members. Again, this was actually before Vivian Campbell joined the band as Steve Clark's replacement. There's the liner notes. Got a list of all the previously available albums there too, including the previously available VHS tapes. So I really like the attention to detail and the retro feel that provides. Now on this side we've got the Adrenalize, lightning eyeball logo. That's a really cool looking sticker there. On this side we've got a list of what tracks are on both sides of the album. The problem is it doesn't bother telling you which side is which. So usually when you get an album like this, side 1 or side A is going to be the picture side, and then the track listing side is side B. But on this album, without warning, it's completely the opposite. The picture is side B, and then the side with the track lists on it is, side A. Adrenalize is a solid and decent record. It's not my favorite album from Def Leppard by any means. I mean, when Steve Clark died, they definitely lost something. They lost a lot of their original edge, but despite that, they did pull together and put together a pretty competent pop rock album. A lot of people say it's basically, hysteria light, and I don't really think that's too inaccurate a comparison. There are some decent hit songs on here. Let's Get Rocked, Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad, I Want to Touch You, Make Love Like a Man. Again, not my personal favorite Def Leppard tunes, but it is a good, respectable album, and I am glad to revisit it after all this time. Second release, and probably my favorite in this collection, is Retroactive. I love this album cover art. If you look at it from a distance, it's a skull. You look at it up close, it's a woman at a mirror. I mean, this is based on some old famous trick photography, but I've always loved that sleeve. Retroactive's kind of an odd case because it's not quite an album and it's not quite a compilation. It's a set of outtakes, B-sides, and a few newly recorded tracks that they sort of finished, polished up, and put together for this release. So it's like an odds and ends collection, but it is also kind of like a new album as well because they took the time to finish and add new parts to a lot of these releases. As such, this is both the last album in their core catalog to feature material with Steve Clark on guitar, but it's also the first album to feature Vivian Campbell on guitar as well. So, disappointingly, they didn't make a gatefold out of this one. It's just two of the paper sleeves crammed into a slightly wider outer case, but again, not a big deal. Here you got a list of the tracks, who plays on what. They even throw in some descriptions of what the track is, why they recorded it. And I'm not going to show off the vinyl for each of the retroactive discs because they all look pretty much the same. Disappointingly, they don't use that cool skull art on any of the discs that's in here. But yeah, here's the liner notes. Here's production info. Got some of their past releases pictured at the bottom there. And then disc 2 of Retroactive got the got this chrome-looking effect there. Got this logo on this side. And then we open that up. Again, the discs all look pretty much the same for Retroactive. And like I said, I really wish they'd actually used the skull art for some of these. And I wish they'd made it into a gatefold. That would have been easier to tell which album is which when you're getting them out of here. Retroactive is a great, sort of odds and ends album. Like, there's a re-recorded version of Right Into the Sun, which is actually a slightly revamped version that was recorded during the Hysteria sessions and uses a B-side. Most famous track on here is probably Two Steps Behind, which Michael Kamen added strings to it, and that version ended up in the movie Last Action Hero. There's two versions of that on there. There's that version, and there's also an electric guitar version. There's a great cover of Mick Ronson's Only After Dark. There's a sweet cover on here. It's got two great outtakes that were finished for this, Fractured Love and Desert Song. And I Want to Be Your Hero is another good one. I'm not going to go down the list and describe every single song on here, but Retroactive probably is my favorite of the core releases that's featured in this package. And next album in the set, Slang. This one's always been a point of contention for Def Leppard fans because it was the band largely trying to reinvent themselves. It's one of the worst-selling albums of the band's career, but I think it's worth looking at again, even though it's totally different from what you'd expect. In many ways, it's almost more of an alternative rock, pop-type album. It's also one of the very few Def Leppard releases ever where they don't use the classic, Greco-Roman style font for their name. I mean, they did tuck it away, like, in the very back little corner of the back of the album. There's the track list. Personally, I like this album. It's not my favorite Def Leppard album, but I admire the band for trying something different. And right here, got a great photo of the band. Yeah, got a few little photos down there in the bottom corner. Lyrics on this side. Right here, got a nice little picture of the Slang logo on that side. And this is side 2, the picture side. At least they put a number 2 on this one, unlike Adrenalize. And then they got the track list for both sides here for 1 and 2. They don't really point out that this is side 1, but I guess they can figure that people will figure it out if they just look at side 2 being on the other side. And moving on down, there's one more core album in the Def Leppard catalog here before we get into those rarities packages. And of course, that is 1999's Euphoria. This album was the one that largely saw the band try to return to the wall of sound, rock pop style of Hysteria. I mean, Robert John Mutt Lange didn't come back to produce this album, but if you didn't know better, you'd swear that he did. There's a photo of the band there. If you look up close, these pictures, some of them look a little, soft and pixelated, like they just upscaled the CD pictures, which is kind of disappointing. But anyway, we're more here to look at the music anyway. Nice gatefold in here. Now we'll look at the individual discs. Again, like most of the stuff in here, it's a double LP set. This is actually stuck in here pretty good, so bear with me for just a second. Track list for the album right there. List of the band members. Def Leppard's had the same band members since 1992, aside from a few shows a few years ago where Vivian Campbell was out on chemotherapy and they had to have some filling guitarists. However, these guys have largely kept it together, and I'm very proud to say that they're still rocking. Here's what the actual disc there looks like. And this album had some pretty solid tunes. Again, it was sort of a return to that Hysteria-style pop rock sound, but it's not totally devoid of the more alternative influences of an album like Slang, so the band wasn't content to just stay in the past. This actually made for a pretty solid record. And then all the special thanks there. Nice photo of the band on that side. And the record pretty much just looks the same as the other record. And now we're going to get to the last 2 sets that make up this collection, and that's Rarities Volume 2 and Rarities Volume 3. There's no Rarities Volume 1 because that's in the first box set that they put out. Like I said, I did a review for the CD version. If I get the vinyl version, I'll cover that as well. Yeah, Rarities Volume 2. I love how they put like the fake ringwear on these. And going down the list, got demo versions of Tonight and When Love and Hate Collide. Some bonus tracks. I think these were like B-sides from the Hysteria sessions and Adrenalize, and those are From the Inside and Two Steps Behind. That's Two Steps Behind before they gave it the Michael Kamen treatment. Then they got some more demos on side B. Side C is a live 1992 show they did in a club in Bonn, Germany. And then side D is live at the Hard Rock Cafe in Singapore, recorded in 1995. So here's just a look at the, I love how that's got like a fake drink stain on there. And again, fake ringwear on that side too. Actually some pretty cool photos of the band right there. And this is something I absolutely adored about this release. They went for this really old school looking label for the retro discs for the rarities because I guess they kind of wanted to go along with what the label of the old Def Leppard EP looks like, and I totally appreciate that as a fan. And then the second disc that makes up Rarities 2. This has track lists on this side. One thing I will say, I wish they said like, what single and everything these were originally from, but there you got more pictures of the band. And we just got one more set to look at here. Again, as with the retroactive package in here, I wish they'd made these gatefold releases. It would have looked a little nicer than having to cram the two disc-holding sleeves into one package. Rarities Volume 3 pretty much looks the same as the old one, the one we just looked at. Like on side A, you've got a really great rare track on here, Can't Keep Away from the Flame, which was a bonus track that was only on the Japanese version of the Vault Hits compilation. A piano and strings version of When Love and Hate Collide. It's got the bonus track Move With Me Slowly, which was only on the foreign versions of Slang. Side B is recorded in 1996 at the Molson Center in Montreal. Side C's got more stuff in terms of rare bonus tracks, like it's got When Saturday Comes and Jimmy's Theme, which were from the movie When Saturday Comes. And then it's got some bonus tracks from the Euphoria sessions here. I think some of these were like, B-sides on the CD singles. I Am Your Child, that's actually one of my favorite Def Leppard songs. That really should have been on the album. And then side D on here, the last set of stuff in this package, is live at the Magnus Arena in Denver, recorded in 1999, so that would have been part of the Euphoria tour. One thing that's odd, there's like 4 different versions of When Love and Hate Collide in this set, but I don't think they actually included the original version that appeared on the Vault compilation. Great photos of the band there. You got liner notes and info on this side. And then we've got, on this side, more great vintage photos of the band. We've got a picture of the Last Action Hero cover there because they did 2 steps behind for that, or rather contributed to that. There's all the stuff on this side. And that brings us to the end of Def Leppard Vinyl Collection 2. Being a Def Leppard fan, how do I feel about this package? I think this is a very thorough package. There's a ton of bonus content in here. I don't believe Euphoria had ever even been released on vinyl prior to this. Don't quote me on that, but the attention to detail here is very nice. I wish that included the original Vault version of When Love and Hate Collide, and I also wish that included the video edit of Pour Some Sugar on Me and the alternate edit of Rocket, which were also on the Vault compilation, but it's a small price to pay in the long run. The set is pricey, I will not deny that. I think the set retails for around $250. I got it on sale on Amazon for about $190, so I saved like 60 or 70 bucks getting it on there at their sale price. So if you're a fan, you might want to act while you can, because I know quantities were limited at the time. I'm sure they'll probably get more in. I don't know if these are limited edition packages or not, but being a Def Leppard fan, I was impressed. The only other real caveat that I had was the box being too small. I mean, you saw how hard it was for me to get all the stuff out of there just because it's crammed in there so tight, but ultimately the flaws are outweighed by the pros of this collection, and when Def Leppard Vinyl Collection Volume 3, which has been postponed due to all the coronavirus panic in the world, comes out, you better believe that I'll be first in line to get it. Are you a fan of Def Leppard? What is your favorite Def Leppard song, album, release, what have you? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also remember to subscribe to my channel for more content. I'm always posting new rock and vinyl related videos. And give this one a like if you found it helpful or interesting. I'm Taylor T. Carlson, and I will be seeing you in my next video.